Some power here. Now, we said we were anchoring ourselves in the moral traditions when we came out here over 10 hours ago. Hakeem and I said this is a bigger moment than politics. This is a moral moment in America, and we were going to sit here for a long time. I didn't know we'd be sitting for 10 hours. But it's 10 hours and we're still going, and we got some great people here.
Good day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I want to touch base with you guys and thank you all for watching and hanging out. Quickly, the White House, I know you may have already seen this or not, but I like to spread this content far and wide. Let the lefties know that the conservative mainstream media and us independents out here are going to change the narrative of what these people have been trying to do. They've been trying to, label the Maryland man, that guy that had been supposedly mistakenly deported. He was, such a great guy. Well, after it was all said and done with, it took a media campaign from people like us and a little bit that the mainstream would report on to finally get people to understand that this guy was not wrongly deported at all. But they're just trying to play on the heartstrings and maybe hopefully get somebody to make an emotional decision to try to rally for this dude, even though there's American citizens tied up, caught up in other countries right now. We've got soldiers, POWs still in other countries that nobody's going and trying to get. Recently, this YouTube content creator who's one of those agitator guys got hemmed up in the Philippines. He's looking at 25 years. Nobody's talking about that. Right or wrong, whatever the dude was doing, you're looking at people that are, being, politically persecuted in other countries. And where's our people at? Well, the White House has laid out the front lawn where the media usually gathers and does the reporting when they want to smear and try to make Trump look bad. They have posted out here signs of actual people that are illegal that have been convicted and what they did and some of the heinous crimes that they committed, which means that either one or two things: the media's got to put that on their background, or they got to go media somewhere else. It's pretty wild, and I think this is a great idea. This is how you peacefully and lawfully get your word out, through the information war that we are in. Quickly, though, I want to move on to that and show you where Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says Republicans cannot know a moment of peace, likens them to tyrants and traitors. Yeah, that's J.B. Pritzker. He's been really working hard to normalize the fact that their side is evil and very, very, very violent. It's a great shame to our country to see this, but he's also calling on his side to do really bad things. He says Pritzker calls for mass protests and disruption. He says Republicans cannot know a moment of peace. He says swaying their portraits will be one day to put in the museums reserved for tyrants and traitors. I would play the video, but it's pretty bad. Long story short, they're the violent ones every single time. They're always the ones that are that stoke violence, who berate people who don't believe in what they believe in. Even you got white people being extremely racist to black people if they don't fall in line. We see this happen on their side quite often. It's accepted, by the way, by these people. And then Tom Homan. Check Tom Homan out. He's going to obliterate the media real quick. Check this out.
So he's clear that Mexico is not going to pay for it? Is that what you're saying?
Let's address that. Trump said Mexico will pay for the wall. They have in a roundabout way, have they not? Putting 10,000 military on the northern and southern border, taking the action they did, remain in Mexico. They didn't have to do that. They're doing it. Putting military on the southern border. Have moved illegal immigration to a record low. We're saving millions of dollars every day on detention, transportation, removal proceedings. We've more than made up for the cost of that wall because of the actions of Mexico. So is Mexico helping build that wall? Yeah, because we're saving so much money, millions of dollars a day, that we can afford to build that wall.
And it's really interesting, too, because Tom Homan actually goes on to say in this interview, explains how even under the Obama regime, the Bushes, both senior and junior, the Clintons, they all it did understand that there was a necessary level of security at the border to have national security. And you got to remember too, though, by the way, we're under a controlled demolition of our country, so there are certain steps being put forth for that to happen. So at the time, it wasn't necessary for that part of the construction to take place. So they did actually uphold some sort of level of security because they needed everything to move along in a timeline that's working for them. Now we're in this point of our phase of destruction of the country that this is time for the borders to be open so that they can eliminate those borders and create that one world situation. That's why you see other places in other countries doing mass immigration of people that don't belong because they're not going to assimilate. They're just going to try to annihilate. Anyways, speaking of that, let's check out and see what's happening in Ukraine, guys. Take it easy, big hugs, and I'm out. Probably shouldn't laugh at that.